Hello and welcome to Hot Indonesia, where we promise to make you scratch your head at least once. I'm Dalton Tanonaka in Jakarta. Here is this week's HI Hot List. Minister Madness. The president finally announced his new cabinet. Does it all really matter? Deals on wheels. Why motorbike services are so crucial to daily life here. And tea time with so many beautiful courses and caddies. Why isn't Indonesia a bigger golf destination? Now, say hello to my co-hosts, Sandrina Malakiano, former TV news anchor, now a political marketing consultant and mother of three, and Sandiaga Uno, former vice governor of Jakarta, recent vice presidential candidate, and father of two.
Three.
Three? Oh, gee, I missed that last one.
Yeah,
Sorry, okay.
Add to the bonus of demography of Indonesia.
Got it. And not the same three, by the way. Yeah, okay. Hot topic number one, Minister Madness. The speculation was crazy with everyone coming out with their own lists of new cabinet members. But when the announcement finally came on Wednesday, there were a few surprises among many familiar faces. In all, there are 18 first-time ministers, many of them coming from the private sector. But the biggest name is creating political waves. I know you know who we're talking about. Someone Sandy knows quite well. Gotta ask first off here, Sandy, why would your former running mate, Prabowo Subianto, the general, take the defense minister's job? Because many of his supporters, maybe including you, said that it's kind of a step down and you're not opposition anymore. What's your take?
I think it's very clear that the signal that the president and Prabowo wants to, now Minister Prabowo wants to send to the outside world that we're united and we have to be in the same boat. We need to ensure that people who sort of like doubt that after a very divisive elections that Indonesia could be together within the framework of Pancasila. And I think unity is something that they want to send very strongly. And if you look at the other cabinet posts, it sort of like signals that the president wants executions capability. And through his speech at the inaugurations, he mentions two topics that have been very close to my heart and I've been campaigning for 9 months in the last 9 months, which is jobs. He's going to create an omnibus law. You don't use that word often here. Omnibus law that would create jobs and that would empower small, medium enterprise. So the cabinet needs to basically ready to execute what the president ordered. And it's very, very clear also that he said that he's not going to wait for long. He's not going to give more time. If you don't perform, you'll be out of the job.
You've got 5 years left.
But from my point of view, because like after running 3 times, once as vice president, twice as president, now he chooses to take this position as
General
a minister.
Prabowo, right?
Pak Prabowo. It's quite surprising because like.
Do you like it? Do you like his?
I would rather see him as a kingmaker. Making Gerindra a market leader, not now by positioning himself in the parliament, in the cabinet. I mean,
this young man will now be the kingmaker outside of the cabinet. No,
I'm in a hot Indonesia maker.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons you stayed out too. I mean, you made it clear that you didn't want to be in the cabinet. Right?
Now, like there's only three other parties left out of the coalition. It's Demokrat, PKS, and PAN. Meaning only about 25% will have this this strong position, this definite position outside the coalition. Gerindra is now already inside.
But can you still be opposition? Can you still? You can be critical of your.
But no, he works for the president now. How can you be critical?
Oh man.
Because like if he can actually direct the party to be part of the coalition, but not himself. I would see it rather that way in the political marketing point of view, personally, because who will do the check and balances now with 25% remaining outside the coalition? That's going to be really hard for the next 5 years.
Good point. But as far as the job, he's well suited for defense, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? Former general, special forces. No one's questioning that.
Yeah.
They're questioning the checks and balances.
Now we have 5 generals in the cabinet, including for Minister of Religious Affairs.
Some say that's a good thing. Some say that's a bad thing. Right?
Yeah, and internal affairs, also home affairs. There's also a general, the police. You see something happening here?
Yeah.
Well, they say it's a fight against intolerance and
yeah.
against radicalism.
They want a firmer hand, is what they
I
want.
think one issues that crops up, I think most recently with our friends in Papua is the national unity. And you talk about this national unity a lot, but I think this cabinet announcements show that at the top of leadership, we are united. That's number one. Although in terms of who would be playing a role outside the government giving a constructive criticism, it's going to be not only the political parties, but the rise of entities such as Hot Indonesia, such as the press, the students. They're going to come out and say, on this weakening of KPK, we're not going to take that.
Speaking
the
about
criminal
KPK,
code.
Sandy, there's something really different in this times. The process the president chose to do right in the previous cabinet.
They would bring in KPK.
KPK had a very big role in also determining the candidates.
Yeah.
But we don't see that here now. So it's basically
he didn't mention it in his inauguration speech. Now, as far as the general himself, I think he wants to get in the game. I think he's tired of sitting on the sidelines for 5 years, right? Do you think he wants to play a role? He really is a nationalist.
I was in the thick of thin, 17th of April, post 17th of April, the ensuing discussions that I was brought in. His heart is with the country. And this is exactly the point that he's trying to make. Your loyalty to your party ends when your loyalty to the government begins. And when he's being asked for his service, nobody would be able to say, sorry, no, I'm not going to help. Because he said very clearly that if asked by the president, he would
He's a
he
good
would
military
be willing.
man.
Yeah, he's a soldier.
Yeah,
he's a soldier.
He follows orders.
And he would like to follow what the order is, which is you are to serve and create a very good platform.
And I think he'll do a good job. Okay,
Yeah.
real quickly, we got to move to the other names real quickly. I want your couple one-sentence evaluations. New names stand out. Nadiem Makarim, the Gojek guy, is now the
Minister of Education and Culture.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Good.
The Indonesians are really quick in making jokes. Now they say that we will have apps in which you can buy you can pay your tuition, your school tuition via Gojek, and now they will have these subject apps: Go Math, Go Science, Go History.
And we're going to talk about Gojek a little bit in the next segment. How about Mahmoud MD?
I think it's good. He was tipped to be the vice president. Last minute, he was already dressed. Last minute, he took the bullet of not
he was
becoming the vice
go.
president. He was ready to go. And now it's a good, gesture by the president to accommodate him in a very important role on the coordinating minister for
he has a good
security
role.
affairs
What happened
and
to
law.
Susie?
She
Fisheries
disappeared.
Minister.
Yes.
She wanted
That's
to
going
go
to
back
be a big miss.
private sector. She wanted to go back.
And
Probably.
Burini?
Fisheries Ministry.
Well, fisheries. I think I've had several discussions with Ibu Susi. She's very passionate about what she does, and somehow quite frustrated in the bureaucracy within the government. She felt maybe she would be much better off from the private sector.
Just very short. Something triggered my curiosity. We have Pak Luhut now as the coordinating minister of maritime affairs and investment. Well, we have a coordinating ministers for economic affairs. Why should investment be separated from?
It's Pak Luhut's effect. We call it Luhut effect.
Yeah, he has that impact and that influence.
He has that influence.
One of those head-scratching moments. That we talked
That's
about.
why Hot Indonesia needs to ask this type of questions.
Yeah.
On Nadiem, I think presidents really look at Nadiem as probably the game changer because portfolio is no joke. It's educations and now it's enlarged education because he's got other portfolio coming in like universities. This is to prepare the next sets of young generations for the type of jobs because he has been successful in creating 2 million, 3 million jobs through
And it's
his
a digital world.
yes.
He knows
yeah,
how
through
it plays.
digital world.
Yeah, and a former education minister, look where he is now.
Yeah.
Okay. In the end, does it all really matter, though? Do you think? I mean, the faces switch, and except for key faces,
Well,
it
you still
depends.
need the right person, in the right place.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. All right, Hot Indo will continue shortly. From makeup sessions to massages, why we love to have it all delivered to our door. You're watching Hot Indonesia with Sandrina, Sandy, and me. Here's hot topic number 2, deals on wheels. When the company Gojek, we talked about it, launched in 2010, it merely connected riders with motorbike drivers. You had to call for a ride. 9 years later, the Indonesian unicorn has 20 services tied up to its mobile app, ranging from massages to food to cleaning. It has more than 1 million drivers in Indonesia alone and has expanded to 4 other Southeast Asian countries. Now, it's fair to say that Gojek and other app-based services have definitely changed our daily lives, and for the better.
More than 2 million now.
Drivers.
Yes, and it's going to
Okay.
double.
In
according to
Indonesia?
Nadim. Yeah, in Indonesia.
Okay.
It's a lifesaver for a lot of people.
You know, I gotta admit, I've never ridden an Ojek or a Gojek, and not because I don't want to. I
I've
don't
used
know.
so many of
But-
their services.
It's gotten people out of horrible spots.
Yeah,
right?
and you know, it used to be the Indonesian dream to own motorcycles. The American dream is to own
A car.
a car or a house.
Right.
The Indonesian dream is to own a motorcycle. Now, 130 million motorcycles, half of the populations own motorcycles. That means it.
And all of them are on the road at
yeah,
the same time.
and mobility as well as it is. But if you look at the cost of transport, the cost of living, which comprise cost of transport, is already 30% of people's cost of living. So motorcycles solve the cost of transportations by bringing down the cost of transportations. This is actually a potential as well as a problem. How the government reacts to making sure that public transport is going to be available. Because the rise of these motorcycles is because the lack of services in public transport. Now, we are now seeing that it's not just a mode of transportation, but it's also a mode of for you to
it's
create
expanding.
income for you, because there's a mobility in terms tying to bringing your goods to the market. If you could be an Ojek riders and a lot of other potential opportunities for you to create income for yourself. Now, we need to make sure that that type of jobs are quality jobs, because if you continue to be the riders, it's okay. You could get good income above minimum wage, but it is also an opportunity for you to open up, because a lot of these riders, these drivers, have become entrepreneurs themselves because they have the data to show what type of services and goods
And
that
goods is
people want.
needed.
Food, makeups, and then now
You mean go into
massage.
business for themselves?
Go to the business
Because
by themselves.
I've seen commentaries where a criticism of this system is the drivers will only be drivers the rest of their life. There's no upside.
No.
You can't be
No,
management.
actually,
You
no.
can't. You know what I mean?
You need the upward mobility because you are exposed to data.
Okay,
What
so you
type
go
of-
into other fields.
Yeah, and if you look at, wow, that noodles is very very popular, and they could create a similar service because technology make it easier for them to start a business.
Okay, why do Indonesians like this so much? Why has it boomed? I'd say it's peaking right now. I mean, are we lazy? Are we just no time because traffic's so bad, or all of that?
Efficiency.
Yeah, definitely. If you choose one word, then it's efficiency. You can find anything on that app, and it's really like time efficient. Cost-wise, it's also cheap.
I like to go
Yeah.
shopping. I enjoy squeezing the tomatoes.
Yeah, you could.
If you have the time, but a lot of people.
I don't have the time, but I like to
it's
feel the
changing.
goods.
Then
The,
it
the demography is changing.
It's old
Many
school, I
people
know.
like to squeeze tomato like you, and some also like to squeeze
To
tomato
something
at
else.
home.
At home, yeah.
But as you
I hope you
correctly
mean what you mean, Sandy. Okay.
as you correctly point out, motorcycles is definitely a necessity already in our society.
And it's not just Gojek. There are other
No, there are
services,
others.
yeah,
There are
and
other
private
services.
guys doing their own business, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like for me as a housewife, as a mother, It would really help me. I mean, I can do a lot of things at the same time.
You use it every day, would you say? Something?
Yes.
Delivery, parcels?
Yes,
blah,
because
blah,
like, I have some goods I have to send to a few colleagues. I can use the application.
And your restaurant delivers food via
Yes,
this? Of
and
course.
people buy food from my cafe using that app.
It's now a super app, Dalton, because now they have banking. GoPay is one step to become financial
That was a key part of
services
his
for
plan,
you.
his strategy.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
raising money now. You know, soon Hot Indonesia may be offering that super app. Who knows?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they got their news also from that super app. So you got everything. You are in that ecosystem, and you would be able to basically not go out because you can get everything from that.
One
It's
last
not
point.
necessarily also because Jakarta is like you face traffic jams on a daily basis, but in other cities also it's growing really fast.
Okay, I was
Even
just
in
going to
the-
say, as mass transit grows, I would think this business would slow down. But
Yes, but they are expanding on other type of services, not just mobility and
That-
transport,
that'll
but
keep them in the
other,
game.
Yeah.
other type of service.
okay, more Hot Indo is ahead. The attractions of tea time in this secret golfing paradise. You're watching Hot Indonesia from Jakarta. Hot topic number 3, tea time. This country is home to 150 golf courses, more than 30 in and around Jakarta alone. From beachside bunkers to clubs next to malls, there's something for everyone. But those in the golf industry say not enough is done to promote the sport, which could add considerable numbers to inbound tourism. And I know that there was those who say that this is an elitist sport, too expensive to play. But what we're talking about is the visitors,
Isn't
the
it?
visiting golfer, the golf destination here for a playing holiday.
Isn't it expensive?
Well, for the
I do
for
not
the
play
average
golf.
person, no, of course, it's a luxury. It's not a common thing. It's cheaper than other countries, as Sandy and I know.
Yeah, and you could see in the U.S. whereby there's around 15,000 golf courses. There's also public golf course that's so affordable. I remember playing golf course when I was in university. At around $5 per round. So I guess Indonesia is right there, only second to Thailand in terms of number of golf courses. But our 150 golf courses is not enough. We need to be able to use the natural.
But we do have good ones, right?
Yeah, we have good ones.
All of them
but
are
we
great,
have
most of
we
them.
need to have more, and we need
You're
to
calling for more golf courses.
more golf course. And
I don't think that's the issue. I mean, if we have 150, but why not make use of that?
Yeah,
For
the-
me, I
We have
don't
promote it more. We need
I
to promote
don't
it
play
more.
golf, but maybe because we do not have major competitions in Indonesia.
Well, we do. We have a couple made. The Indonesian
Like
Masters is coming up.
The 4 major coming up, but did we have it?
Oh yes,
like,
no,
regularly?
it's several years. Of course, we have several big tournaments.
The 4 Masters, the PGA Tour. It's
Nothing like that here,
Yeah.
but it's because competition and a number of reasons. But the point is, we should maybe be promoting it in our tourism more in our ads and all, because
and I think the government should take a role. And this is why you think we have too many already golf courses. But basically, if you look at the in terms of percentage of populations, if you want to grow, this is something that you have comparative advantage. If you go throughout the country, it's beautiful. And these golf courses, you could basically use as a destinations area for you to attract more golfers. And they are the type of visitors that spend money as well as more
support
days
services,
and
hotel,
support services,
restaurants,
hotels,
shopping, of course.
shopping, and so on
And
and
the
so forth.
industry
I
creates jobs, which is dear to your heart.
Exactly.
I went
Groundskeepers.
Googling. I went Googling yesterday because
No.
I was curious. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I asked Professor Google. I searched for the 100 top golf courses
In the world?
Indonesia was not. It
No.
was not there.
And
Even the
that's-
We
top
have-
30. They had Vietnam, they had
Yeah.
Thailand, but
They have
not
Thailand.
Indonesia in the top 30.
That's why I said we have like the best par 3, but the entire golf course, like the one in Bali that you
Right.
normally play near Tanah Lot,
Right.
it's the best par 3 in Asia. But you need more, and this is why I think we should put it together as sports tourism. People come here to play golf.
We've said this for years, but it never gets done. That's why the
They
golf
say
industry
it's
guys are really
a
frustrated.
men's game.
No, it isn't. No.
The perception of
Okay,
there's
oh,
two
the perception.
Okay.
You scared me for a second
No,
there.
they say.
She should
first
talk
they,
to Lorraine Han.
Yeah, right.
They
Our
say
other
it's,
host
it's
on
very
on-
expensive. The perception of the people. It's an expensive, luxurious game. It's a man's
Not for
game.
visitors. Not for visitors. We're talking about
True,
visitors.
true.
yeah.
But like maybe you should change it also. We don't have like really not enough professional players here, and they tend to move.
I mentioned
outside.
last couple weeks ago,
Rory.
Rory He winning the first
Yeah.
Asian
Yes.
tour thing. Anyway, and one last thing, caddies. You know, people joke about that aspect, but the caddies here are fantastic. They have to know their golf.
Yeah.
Of course, they're cute and they're friendly. And I'd rather have a female caddy than an old man with no teeth, which I used to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did, and it's no fun. He says, "Bad shot, sir." Well, the young female would say, "Next time, better, sir." You know, it's a personality thing.
Right.
So I like that.
Okay.
Okay, enough about golf. All right, it is feedback time, and we want to hear from you wherever you are in the world, watching us on TV or your computer or your mobile device. Lonnie in San Francisco in the U.S. posted this on our YouTube wall. It's good to hear what's going on in Indonesia. Well, we work hard to keep you informed, Lonnie. And Novita in Jakarta posted this comment: "Good quality discussion." Well, we hope all our viewers find that to be true, Novita. If you have any feedback on what you've heard or would like to suggest a topic for us to tackle, please email us at hotindo@theindonesiachannel.com or comment through our Hot Indonesia or Indonesia Channel Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Final words, Sandrina.
Yeah, we have just seen recently the cabinet being announced by the president, and I am quite disappointed because of the decrease of numbers of women in the cabinet. We used to have 8, we only have 5 now, and we all know that we have an abundance, so many very highly qualified women to fill in important posts. But nevertheless, hopefully, this cabinet will work, give its best, and perform well. Nobody will get fired in the near future, hopefully.
At least
and
a couple months.
yeah, that's too short.
Okay.
Hopefully, and that may they work to bring Indonesia to a better future, justice, safety, prosperity for the people, for all of us.
Yes. Okay. Final words, Sandy.
Congratulations, Emperor Naruhito from Japan, and we hope we have a much better bilateral relationship between Indonesia and Japan. Second, congratulations would go to Justin Trudeau, very good-looking Prime Minister from Canada. And third is to wish all the cabinet members a good job for the next 5 years. We need to focus on jobs, make sure that our economy is growing, and I guess we just have to give them benefit of the doubt. Let them focus to work, and let's stop the chatter the first 3 months or 6 months. Let's see them perform, and we give them, I guess, support from the outside at first. But if we see, I guess they're going towards wrong directions, we just have to criticize and give constructive opinion.
The opposition, okay. And let's say on kind of a light note with my final words, you mentioned Japan. We talked about the good start of the mass transit system here recently in Jakarta. Well, I just got back from a business trip to Tokyo where trains are such a critical part of daily life. One thing we must adopt here, and it's not the heaviest thing in the world, but when Japanese go up and down the escalators to the station, they stand on the left and they let the people pass on the right. You stand on the left, let people, and we don't do that here. It's chaos.
No.
We
Even
can
in
learn that,
Singapore,
but you know, it would make life so much easier, and small thing, but big thing for me. Okay, and that is Hot Indonesia for this week. For Sandrina and Sandy, I'm Dalton
Thank you.
Tanonaka. See you next time.